Demons pop up frequently in the horror genre, with them being a very specific subset of movie villains. They are often described as fallen angels who seek to possess the soul of a living creature. We've seen it happen countless times, with the demons inhabiting the bodies of the living and forcing them to commit heinous acts. So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 5 scary horror movie demons. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. In at number 5 we have Lipstick Face Demon from Insidious. To quote Lorraine in Insidious, "I went into Dalton's room. There was something in there with him. It was standing there in the corner. I asked it, 'Who are you?' and it said it was a visitor. I said, 'What do you want?' It said, 'Dalton.' I can still hear the voice." Released back in 2010 and directed by James Wan, Insidious is a supernatural horror film and the first installment in the Insidious franchise. The story centers on a couple whose son inexplicably enters a comatose state and becomes a vessel for ghosts in an astral dimension who want to inhabit his body. The Lipstick Face Demon, also known as the Man with Fire on his Face, the Red-Faced Man, Sixtas, or simply the Demon, this is the overall antagonist of the Insidious film series. It is a demonic resident of the Further that seeks to bring pain and chaos to the world of the living by possessing a human body. In the film, the Lipstick Face Demon targets Dalton Lambert, the aforementioned child who has the supernatural ability to astral project. The demon thus lures him into the Further and manages to capture him and chain him to the floor, where he was presumably tortured. Though he never speaks, the demon is capable of speaking, as confirmed by Lorraine. The demon keeps Dalton close by in the Further, which seems to be a theatre-like chamber. He is malevolent, ruthless, and cruel, and never gives up on his goal to take a child's soul. Appearance-wise, he is absolutely terrifying. He is tall, muscular with fur on his legs, stark cloven hooves, and has a devilish face. He has long spidery claws at the end of his fingers and has large demonic yellow-gold eyes with black pupils. But of course, his most famous feature is his terrifying red face. Honestly, hate this dude. Coming in at number 4 we have Pazuzu from The Exorcist. Pazuzu is the main antagonist in the Exorcist horror novels as well as the films. The Exorcist of course tells the story of Regan, a young girl who becomes possessed by the demon Pazuzu after playing with a Ouija board, and of course we all know what happens after that. Head spinning, crucifix stabbing, and bed shaking. Pazuzu is a powerful demon who was based loosely on a mythological figure native to Babylonian culture, where it was considered the king of wind demons and the son of Babylonian god Hanbi. Now in the novel and the film adaptation, Pazuzu successfully possessed Regan after she played with the Ouija board, appearing to her in the form of Captain Howdy, turning her into a hideous vessel for it to taunt and abuse. Pazuzu forces Regan to do unspeakable acts of horror, including spinning her head 180 degrees and vomiting buckets of pea soup. Now in mythology, Pazuzu is the demon of the southwest wind, known for bringing famine during dry seasons and locusts during rainy seasons. Pazuzu was invoked in apotropic amulets which combat the powers of his rival, the malicious goddess Lamashtu, who was believed to cause harm to mother and child during childbirth. Coming in at number 3 we have Peyman from Hereditary. First and foremost, Hereditary is a 2018 supernatural horror film written and directed by Ari Aster in his feature film directorial debut. When the matriarch of the Graham family passes away, her daughter and grandchildren begin to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry, trying to outrun the sinister fate they have inherited. And one of those sinister secrets is Peyman. King Peyman is a powerful demon who is one of the great kings of hell. His worshippers want him to manifest in the mortal world so he can make them wealthy and knowledgeable. Now Peyman was summoned by the ancestors of the Graham family, and now they are left to fight off the hold he has on the children. While inhabiting the body of Charlie, one of the children, King Peyman is shown to be confused and disconnected from reality. Though he has a cult of devout lifelong followers, he himself is not shown to seek a life on Earth. In actuality, he is out of place and scared by what he sees through the eyes of Charlie. Kali. Now, according to certain texts, King Peyman, in his own form, is said to be a human-looking entity who wears a great crown and rides a dromedary. He is preceded by a whole host of ghouls playing trumpets and demons roaring, heralding his arrival. His face is feminine but body masculine. In Aberlin, King Peyman's powers include knowledge of past and future events, clearing up doubts, making spirits appear, creating visions, acquiring and dismissing servant spirits, reanimating the dead for several years, flight, remaining underwater indefinitely, and general abilities to make all kinds of things and all sorts of people and armor appear at the behest of the magician. Coming in at number 2, we have the Cenobites, Hellraiser. To quote the Hell Priest Pinhead, Cenobites are, I quote, explorers in the further regions of experience, demons to some, angels to others. The Cenobites hail from the work of Clive Barker, including the Hellbound Heart as well as the 9 Hellraiser movies. They are demons who can reach Earth's reality through a schism in time and space, which is opened and closed using certain unearthly artifacts. The most common of these artifacts is the puzzle box called the Lament Configuration. Now, these dudes are absolutely terrifying. To quote Clive Barker in the Hellbound Heart, why then was he so distressed to set eyes upon them? Was it the scars that covered every inch of their bodies, the flesh cosmetically punctured, sliced and infibulated, then dusted down with ash? Was it the smell of vanilla they brought with them, the sweetness of which did little to disguise the stench beneath? Or was it that as the light grew and he scanned them more closely, he saw nothing of joy or even humanity? In their maimed faces, only desperation and an appetite that made his bowels ache to be voided. Cenobites all have horrific mutilations and or body piercings, and wear fetishistic black leather clothing. Now, technically, Cenobites are extra-dimensional beings who are brainwashed into torturing humans for all of eternity in the labyrinth. They were once human, with the exception of Angelique, the daughter of the demon god Leviathan. Now, back to the aforementioned puzzle box. When a person solves one of the many boxes, a small group of Cenobites will appear. If Leviathan believes the person is worthy to become a Cenobite, they are taken to hell to be made a Cenobite in a Cenobite transformation chamber, operated by the engineer. The procedure breaks the mind completely to the point that the transformed victim is completely void of their memories in their past life. However, if the person is not deemed worthy, the human will either still be taken to hell, where they will spend all eternity in prison, or they will be destroyed on the spot. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Deadites, the Evil Dead. Originating in the Evil Dead, the Deadites are demonic zombies and spirits controlled by the powers of the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, as well as the Kandarian demon. They have the power to possess the living as well as the dead and exist throughout the Evil Dead series. These demons have the capabilities to possess other people's bodies and consume their souls for a hobby. Aside from possessing the living, Deadites in spirit forms are also capable of tossing around the living as if they were nothing. Now, there are several methods in which a Deadite can take over a host: violent/lethal attacks from another Deadite, the touch of evil, a bite/scratch, or a Necronomicon spell. The latter can be found with the Necronomicon and causes instantaneous possession without the need for summoning the Kandarian demon. Other powers include enhanced strength, levitation, superhuman durability, shapeshifting, super speed, as well as hive mind. Now, following possession over a host, Deadites will then manipulate the body of the host to reflect a more inhuman appearance, usually something grotesque and terrifying. Now, what makes these suckers number 1 on our list is the simple fact that there is no real way to destroy a Deadite, other than destroying the host, which in turn sends the Deadite spirit back to the mirror dimension, where it will wait until another opportunity arises for it to possess another living creature. However, you can also dismember a Deadite via the separation of all 4 limbs and the head from the torso, which will also get the job done. However, should you not remove the head, it is possible that the head itself can continue to be active and still be able to control the body's movements. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Are there any horror movie demons that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos. Top 5 horror movie sequels better than the original. Simon Burns said, if you could make your own horror movie, what would it be? Mine would be something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Hostel with a bit of zombie. Mine would be something like Midsummer. Midsummer meets Hostel. Midsummer meets Last House on the Left. Savant said, you don't have your hair in a ponytail. What kind of horror awaits us? I also don't have it in a ponytail again today. That means it's going down today. Everyone needs to hide. hide your kids, hide your wives. Cora Rogers said, us hate the horror queen Lucy. Poof. Pfft. Never. Good. None of you are allowed to hate me. That's a rule when coming to this channel. And if you do, just see yourself out. Actually don't, please continue to watch. IoSub said, Drag Me to Hell is also hilarious, though it doesn't beat Evil Dead 2. I completely agree. Evil Dead is just far superior to Drag Me to Hell in every single way, but Drag Me to Hell is very good. Lisa Stone said, I love the list, need a part 2. Well, maybe I'll give it to you, maybe I won't. Don't tell me what to do. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary bit. And until next time, I'll see you later.